Pretty clean. Polish. I gotta let that dry. Oh shit, we can't. Okay.
a bracket that will hold the ceiling fan for sure. So that's good. That's one. Where's that other bedroom? No, it's going to be under here. That fixture. It's going to be there. Ugh. Not rated for a ceiling fan. Jeez, that ain't even easy to get to. That's two. It's another bedroom over here. That'll be either right there or right here. Right here, no. It's not a ceiling fan mount. Oh, shit. That whole thing will have to be rewired too. Crap. That is not going to be fun. From the house, we would be on that way, and then to the right. That's all the wiring from the bathroom I added. Look at that big old thing. I took 2 of those out this year. If I'd known what I knew now, I'd have kept the motors from them. But I didn't. Oh, well, that was fun. Cracked my dome piece. This is from February 1991. Crazy. sorry. Just a quick FYI. The master bedroom does have all the brackets it needs.
Okay.
You can swap that one out pretty easily.
Okay.
These other two bedrooms don't,
Okay.
and they don't over there either.
So the 2 bedrooms, a living room, and a kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering, since we're doing it, should we put one in Major Way?
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Because, it gets the hottest out of there in the
Yeah.
summer, anything. They're just out there.
Yeah, a way to get some of that air pulled up into
Yeah.
the ceiling would not be a bad idea, I don't think.
And that probably doesn't have one either. It does like this side of the house has any. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's 2, 3, 4, 5 that you have to do the bracket thing for,
Mm-hmm.
and then 1 that you don't.
Yeah.
And then we just need to pick out the fittings.
Yep.
Okay. That sounds good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So this house is brand new. We'll work on getting some fans.
Yeah. Any of the smaller ones, all the way up to the larger ones, the bedrooms can handle them just fine.
Okay.
Right? A bedroom, if you get a fan that's technically too big for it, you just don't turn it all the way up. That's all the difference. A fan underperforming in a room is what you would want to avoid, meaning the larger rooms
Yeah.
back there, you just want the larger ones for there, but you can use almost any size for those other rooms.
Okay.
If you like the style of them, the
And the
size
kitchen
won't
is
matter
the
too
smaller
much.
one too.
I think you can go either way in the kitchen. Yeah, because all of them can flush mount. All of them can sit dead up against that ceiling. But I will look online, see if I can shoot you a couple that have the closed.
Okay.
Basically, it just makes people more comfortable for some reason in the kitchen. That just those blades aren't available to accidentally hit with something.
Okay.
But I can send you that stuff.
That would be good.
I am gonna run away now while that's drying up, because it's gonna take maybe an hour or two, and then I'll go get your paint made. I'll probably go by my house until then,
Okay.
and then head back out with the paint probably in a couple hours. I'll shoot you a text, and then I'll be here for 10 or 12 minutes to paint that patch up.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Alright.
No problem. Thank y'all. All right, I'll see you in a bit. So look, this morning I come out right after I get off the live, right? Like not 10 minutes after I leave this live, where I've been outside back and forth multiple times. The guy finishes up the work, right? 10 minutes later, I come out. I got a big orange sticker on my freaking window. And the guy's pulling off. I see him, the code enforcement officer, or whatever you call him. And I can't run him down because he's booking down the street too fast. But the number's on the thing. I call it, and it's him, the actual guy. And I'm like, look, you jackwad, I've been here for 2 seconds, and the truck's been parked on that curb for 2 minutes because I moved it out of the way so the other guy could get into the driveway and do the repairs on the car. And I'm like, you come and put an orange sticker on the side of my joint inside of 10 minutes? Mind you, the same guy came down in my yard when I bought this truck, and I still have my Audi there that I haven't driven in 6 months. And I've still got my daughter's car, who we have not registered to her yet. And he put stickers on all of them. Like, you have to come down into the yard and face up to the street in order to even see the tags on these cars. One of them didn't even have a tag on it, my son's truck, because we were still building it. So I called him and went completely the fuck off. And there's a part of me that's like, it's just the guy doing his job. But there's also a part of me that feels picked on. I haven't lived where I live very long, like 3 years. And I've had several run-ins with law enforcement for mistakes that they made that I had to end up paying for. And then I tell them I want a jury trial for these stupid nonsense traffic ticket violations. And then they throw it all out. But they throw it all out after you've already gone to court and spent your money. And then they throw it out, but they don't pay you your money back. You don't get any of your stress back. So, good luck finding a lawyer that's going to be willing to sue the county that they actually work in and practice in. So, what up, Pat? What up, Caleb? How you doing, man? Yeah, you don't get any of that money or that time back. I literally went to jail. They put me in handcuffs and in a cell because on my Audi, my tag got stolen out of my driveway. I reported it the week prior. And then I decided I'm going to go to the store, and it was hot. It was like Father's Day weekend. My kids had just taken me to the lake. And I come back and I say, well, I'm going to just put my truck tag on the Audi since I'm just going up the street to get lunch. I got pulled over. He ran the tag and goes, this is a stolen tag. I'm like, no, it's my tag. Run the name. He says, well, that's what the computer says. And I go spend the day in jail. On Father's Day weekend, my kid's at the house, and I got all the paperwork that shows all the stuff belongs to me. My wife comes, bails me out, $800 to the bail bondsman on a $5,000 bond. And she gets me out same day. I go to court. I tell them I want a jury trial. I want to hear my whole case. I want my whole voice to be heard. And they set it up, and they come in again, and it's another arraignment calendar. which if you don't know what an arraignment calendar is, it's when they say, okay, if you'll settle this right now, we won't actually have court. You won't have your day in court, but you can pay us this much money and you won't have to have your day in court. And I was like, I want my day in court. And they sent me to 2 arraignment calendars. And then after I say it again, then they arrange it. I get to court and there's no jury. There's just more judges on the bench and more people sitting in the pews. And I go check on them and I'm like, yo, why is everybody happy when they leave? And it finds out they don't even do a jury trial. If you ask for it, they won't even do it. They'll just throw the whole case out because the whole goal was to make money, not to keep anybody safe, not to keep you safe, not to get dirt off the streets or whatever the hell else you get. They just threw it out. They were going to charge me $5,000 to make it go away. But when I was like, I'm willing to have my day in court, they just threw it out like it means nothing. It's crazy. That's shady. Yeah. Not that I'm not breaking the law right now. About it all is it's just not really set up for us, the people. It's not set, it's set up to, it's set up like the government is the host and like we are the host and the government is the parasite. But the parasite has convinced us that we can't function without it. And it's like, you got to give us money or we're going to come and put you in jail. Yet nowhere else in this country can somebody come put somebody else in a handcuffs over how much money they did or did not give them. In this case, not only can you get the handcuffs, you can get a number of things happen to you if you resist the handcuffs. Yep, I did a drywall patch literally this very live just a little bit ago. And then I'm waiting for it to dry up. And then I'm gonna head back, put a coat of paint on it. Well, do a quick sand and then put a coat of paint on it. Try to get out of there, put my base molding back. I may bring paint for the base molding too. I'm sure it's going to be chippy. I'm sure it's going to be chippy. So anyway, I be fighting with my local municipalities and whatnot. Patch of drywall, how's it going? What are you using? Oh, okay, a good small patch. You gonna do a hot patch, or you gonna do tape with mud, or what? What you thinking? Traffic is everywhere, my friend. Traffic in Atlanta. Get up the streets and out of my way, please. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I got locked up. The Y school sober officer fired, and I was out $5,000 time extras. Holy crap! I'm not sure. I was watching a video of something called Patch. Yeah, that was me probably. That was probably me. I was patching, you know, that's all I'm doing today. Patching a little bit of drywall. I had to do some plumbing repairs a couple days ago and then patch drywall. I had to do some electrical work earlier this week, which is what that is. But I patch my own drywall and try to get my homeowners back to 100%. I don't want them to make another call other than calling me. Yup. Now we're just walking through the traffic. Do it. Well, there's always a dollar available for you somewhere. And I need dollars apparently. Oh man, you have a good day too. I appreciate you. I hope you're subscribed, and I hope I can follow you and see what you're doing over there. Looks like you're a builder as well. And I very much enjoy the camaraderie of trade. Now I'm a race car driver. Hello, F-150. Goodbye, F-150. Appreciate your family. Thanks for scooting. Thanks for scooting. I think my truck is at maximum capacity. Now to be a beautiful day. It was nothing like this yesterday. Wet and miserable all day long. Nothing. But today I got an agenda. Gotta clean up the baby girl's car. See if we can get it presentable. wants to move. He's still a mile away. Let's get it then. This dude over here in the Lexus don't know where he's going. Get out the way, yo. Why are you riding this lane at all? Get out of there. Bounce. Yeah, all y'all do exactly what you're doing right now. Everybody over there, stay over there. Out of the way. Still a half mile away from the exit. These are the championship rounds, ladies and gentlemen. Learn when to make your move, son done. Learn when to make your move. And then here's a perfect opportunity. No, we out the way. We out the way. All them goofballs back there, tripping and in the way. Agent, what's going on? How you doing, family lamb? Alexander Usyk's favorite fan, word is bond. You all right with that? Top 3 pound for pound. It is the Usyk era. I'm good, man. How you? Pushing through this traffic. This trunk of mine purring like a kitty cat. So we are we getting through this traffic, you know. She don't like to sit still long. She gets excitable. Man, it's crazy Terrence Crawford is retired. It's bittersweet. But I'm glad he retired on his terms. Crawford got jerked around so long. He should have gotten all those big marquee fights. He should have been able to prove himself against Pacquiao. He should have been able to get that good fight with Keith Thurman, you know? Oh, I've got a Chevrolet Silverado. All 3 of my trucks are Silverados. Old schools, OBS styles, and then I got a square body. So many doubted. Yeah, he got slept on heavy, man. I don't know a boxer who got slept on quite as much as Terrence Crawford. And people confidently did it. People say, oh snap, look at this, I'm gonna let him pass by me just so y'all can see this Bentley. Pink Bentley. There's a lady in that. That's hot. That's hot. Little Bentley coupe. Little 2-door sports car. I think Crawford and Floyd would have been an incredible fight. I think when Floyd was in the game, I want to look at that again. Look at that car, fam. Look at that car, fam. Okay. But when Floyd was in his prime, or near, you know, when he was like fighting Pacquiao, and a little after that, that would have been when they could have fought. I think Terrence Crawford might have been may not have been ready for Floyd yet. May not have been. But who knows? You know, triangle theories don't really work in boxing, but Tim Bradley beat Pacquiao And Tim Bradley talks about how bad Terrence Crawford whooped on him in sparring for Pacquiao. You know what I mean? So I think maybe, yeah, he might have could have beat Floyd. Like, I don't know anybody else I would even consider could have done that. But Terrence Crawford being able to switch in, he might have gave Floyd some looks that he ain't seen before. But I think the difference is, like, Floyd grew up boxing, Terrence grew up fighting. It's a really interesting matchup, though. Absolutely. Absolutely. 5 years ago, Terrence Crawford could have been the face of boxing if everybody wasn't scared of him. It could have been definitively his era. Errol Spence and Tank Davis took up a lot of the attention because Crawford could not land the marquee fights. Because Bob Arum was protecting Pacquiao, and he said it. Terrence Crawford wasn't flashy enough to get butts in seats, and Top Rank wouldn't promote him well enough to get butts in seats. They could have just showed highlight footage of him all the time because it's always spectacular. But they acted like he was impossible to promote. Yeah. And I've known moms like Terrence Crawford's mom. I had a dad who was similar. And what's actually happening is you're trying to get good enough to beat that adult that's been beating on you your whole childhood. And then at some point when you get where you know you can, you don't have the heart to do it. And you commit to the sport because you've developed the talent. Yeah, they want to protect the golden egg. It doesn't look like what they want it to look like, you know what I mean? Errol Spence wasn't any more entertaining in the media than Terrence Crawford. But Errol Spence, I don't know, had a more likable look or something. I don't know for sure. But they were trying to make Errol Spence the golden goose for a second. And then when he finally had to face Bud, after Errol even said his advisors and people didn't want him to take the fight, they finally took it and got washed. Yeah, Oscar said no. Freaking what you call it said no. Boots said no when Crawford was on Prime and offered it to him. And I don't blame Boots for saying no, but he ought not be calling him out like he the big bad wolf if he turning down fights behind closed doors. Yeah, Canelo was a little protected, yeah. Now, what I will say is this. What makes Canelo definitively the truth to me is that Triple G was the truth. Triple G was 100% the truth. And Canelo, even though most boxing hardcore fans believe Triple G edged one of those fights at least, the fact that it was that competitive makes Canelo the GOAT, because I don't think anybody else would have been that competitive with Triple G or Canelo. You know what I mean? I do think Canelo, it felt like Canelo ducked Andrade, because there were people, Demetrius was a world champion, trying to, in the same division. and he was choosing to fight guys like Joe Smith. Or Caleb Smith, I mean. Yeah, Floyd got dropped twice. Crawford ain't never get dropped. He got, I mean, you know, you could call it technically against Madrimov, but then he finished Madrimov in the same round, so it's not like he got hurt. It ain't like if they did a count that Madrimov was gonna finish him. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's true. Crawford's got a chin. Crawford does have a chin. Crawford's been hit, and he's got a chin. But Floyd was just excellent at not getting hit in those exchanges. Him and Crawford would have been a hell of a fight. I wouldn't have cared who won. I'd have been excited to see it. I was glad that Sean Porter, I think the Sean Porter fight for Crawford was what brought everybody out, because nobody had ever stopped Sean. Nobody had ever stopped Sean. And you can see the writing on the wall. It was coming. And then, after that happened, because Sean gave Errol Spence a fight, it was nip and tuck the whole way. Oh boy, he put hands on Benavidez. Crawford and Benavidez were throwing hands. Because Benavidez was one of my favorite fighters at the time. And I knew a little bit more about him than I did Crawford at the time. Exactly. And you're exactly right about Sean Porter's father. He was not going to let his son get made a meme of. Because around that time, anytime somebody got knocked out, man, it was all over the internet with graphics on it and all kinds of stuff. And Sean Porter is too legit a fighter to get played like that. And everybody knows Terrence Crawford, if he got swept by anybody, they'd have had him everywhere. Sean Porter's dad was like, all right, you can't win this fight. Let's go ahead and call it. And not have your career tarnished by you getting concussed. Go ahead and get this broadcasting money and cut it short. And I agree with the decision. I 100% agree with that decision. Yeah, they did. And he looked surprised. He was like, what? And they was like, yeah, you down. You got it. He was like, okay, let me go out here and put my friend to sleep. Oh, I would hate that. I would hate to have to fight my best friend. I would hate that. But yeah, Crawford never had a fight that he ever looked like he was in jeopardy of losing to me. I never saw one. Like Sean Porter, Errol Spence could have gone either way. I'd even say, was it Sean Porter and Ugas? I thought could have went either way. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford only went one way. Oh yeah. That's an interesting scenario too. fighting was going to either cement Terrence's legacy or cement Sean's legacy. And Sean knew that the winner of that fight had a big fight behind him. And I think he knew he was the only big name that was willing to fight Crawford and put on that big show. And I think it did numbers. And I think that's what helped make the Errol Spence fight make sense. Because Bud got like 10 mil to fight Mean Machine after that, right? I mean, no, the Ukrainian. Yep. They knew Bud was a real threat. Because in his day, when Tim Bradley was talking about when he was sparring Bud, Tim Bradley was a dangerous guy. Tim Bradley was in great shape. Tim Bradley had hands. And Tim Bradley could take a punch. So when he's talking about Crawford is hurting him and sparring, that's crazy. Right. You know, I think that's one of the things that's going to happen with this generation. Because boxers are closer now than I think they've ever been. I mean, when you think about it, Andre Ward mentored both Shakur Stevenson and Terrence Crawford. Like, just being in the ring regularly with Andre Ward is going to make you an incredible fighter. And then Terrence Crawford became, an incredible fighter. And then Shakur Stevenson, same thing. Keyshawn Davis was on that same track. Hopefully he's get his head together and get some maturity about him. But he's in that same group. And I think the ones that can take advantage of it can really get propelled ahead, skill set wise, by just being in there, those kinds of skill sets available to them to say, how the hell did you do that to me? Yeah, some of that's built in, you're right. But man, when you get the good genetics and the good, just the right upbringing, and then just the right hunger and just the right training, man. Because Bomac is helping make dreams come true. And Bomac is an incredible hype man as well. Heck yeah. These folks down here do not know how to drive. Didn't one of the Bomac fighters used to be on the Canelo Crawford card? Lose on the, oh yeah. Yeah, he did. What's his name lost too? Who's that kid? I think he fought that kid Shakur beat up, that guy I forgot. He was a 126 pound champ. The guy who beat Roach, or yeah, I think he beat Roach. I think he edged Roach in a fight. Dang it, I be losing names like crazy. Yeah, Crawford. I mean, Terrence Crawford fights. That's it. That's the highlight of the night. I don't care what else is going on. I mean, I might enjoy what else is going on, but Terrence Crawford fighting is what's going on fight night. Anytime Terrence Crawford had a fight night. That was like Floyd. It was like a mandatory. Like, you gotta figure out how to watch that. This chat is discovering that I'm a boxing addict. I don't know if y'all knew that about me. Yeah, Jamal Herring. Yep. It was the guy that lost the herring. He had another weird name. It wasn't Roach, but it was I forget what his name is. Cause they were kind of up on him before that loss. And then he like slowly disappeared. Yeah, I know you knew from me from Box Center, but the rest of my chat, I don't know if they've ever heard boxing out of me, but heck yeah. My buddy Jay Smith, Box Center. All these people, these dummies, don't know nothing about boxing. Between Hearns and Crawford, ooh wee. That'd be the meanest fight anybody ever saw. Holy smoke. Crawford reminds me of Hearns so much. You know? He got them heavy hands, that long reach, that kind of lanky build. That if you didn't know what you were looking at, you wouldn't think. But the second you saw his face, you know what it was. Oh, that'd be a great fight. I wouldn't even disrespect any of them by giving them a hypothetical loss to the other. I think I got too much respect for Hearns. I got too much respect for Crawford. I think they were born at the right time, so we didn't have to see it. Cause oh boy, what a fight that would have been. That might have been a good comparison, right? Sugar Ray and Hearns for Floyd versus Crawford. What do you think? Hagler and Canelo would depend on which Hagler, which Canelo. Hagler in his prime, Canelo in his prime when he fought Triple G. Before the second time, I would say Hagler. Later in the career, I would say Canelo. I think Hagler beats any 20. Prime Hagler beats any 20-something Canelo. I think 28-year-old to 31-year-old Canelo might be stout enough to withstand Hagler and wear him down over time. Maybe. Because Canelo has got one heck of a chin. I ain't ever seen Canelo look even lightweight hurt. Not even against Triple G did he look hurt. Not even against Bivol, which he convincingly lost. He didn't look hurt. He just looked outboxed and outworked. But he didn't look like he was in any danger of falling down at any point. So I got to give him that. He's probably got the best chin in boxing. Crawford versus Leonard? Oh, I got to give that to Crawford. I got to give it to Crawford. I've just seen Leonard get. You know, Leonard fought long enough where we saw him get beat up, and I think if somebody's capable of getting beat up, Crawford's probably capable of doing it. I just ain't convinced Floyd is capable of getting beat up. That's my conflict with that. Canelo got a little against Cotto early in his career. That must have been what was that cruiser? Not cruiser. Welterweight, super or light middleweight. Hey, what's going on, bro? But yeah, I don't know. That would be good. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. I'm gonna give my son some help with this Christmas tree, and then maybe we'll get out of here. Dropping by to like and say hi. I hope you and your family are having a fantastic day. Thank you. Before he got it before the Austin Trout fight. Yeah, Austin Trout fight was a good fight. We got those up already. The boys putting together the tree over my shoulder. All right, y'all. Peace. Thanks, Flossie, for coming in. Thanks, Agent Alexander 06 Numero Uno. I'm out. I'll see y'all later. Peace.